If you think being overly attentive and constantly showering a woman with affection is the key to winning her over, you are mistaken. In fact, the opposite approach might be more effective. What if I told you that by simply ignoring her, you could get into her head, make her question her feelings, and even shift the power dynamic in your favor? It may sound harsh, but that's the reality of attraction psychology. Ignoring a woman isn't about being disrespectful, it's about shifting your perspective. Men are often led to believe that the more they give, the more they'll be rewarded, but this could actually push her away. Ignoring her taps into her need for validation, attention, and the allure of what she can't have. It's human nature to desire what's out of reach, and by creating a little distance, you can make her pursue you. Now, let's be clear, this isn't about manipulation in a harmful sense. It's about understanding the deeper psychological dynamics at play. Women are emotional beings with complex desires, and sometimes, the more you step back, the more intrigued they become. When you master the art of holding back, you stop appearing needy, and soon enough, she's the one seeking your attention. This approach, although controversial, is rooted in evolutionary psychology. In the past, men who appeared self-sufficient were seen as stronger, more attractive mates. Today, the same principle applies. Confidence, self-control, and being less available can create attraction. If you're always there, always accessible, you become predictable, and predictability is the death of attraction. In this video, we'll break down how to master the art of ignoring without overinvesting, and why doing so can keep her attention. Tip number 1. Stop overinvesting. When you're always available, she knows she doesn't have to work for your attention, and when she doesn't have to work for it, she won't value it. Instead, when you create some space, you stop being the guy who's constantly trying to keep the conversation going or rearranging plans to suit her. Instead, she'll start wondering why you're not chasing her like other men, which pulls her in. If you're always initiating contact, bombarding her with messages or gifts, you come across as needy, and that lowers your value. On the other hand, when you hold back and invest selectively, she's left intrigued by your unpredictability. Tip number 2. Ignoring triggers curiosity. Ignoring a woman often triggers more curiosity than showering her with attention. When you don't give her the validation she expects, she starts to wonder why and becomes more curious about you. For example, instead of texting her constantly after you've just met, you give her some space. The lack of immediate attention makes her think about you more, wondering why you're not pursuing her as aggressively as others. Humans crave uncertainty. If she knows you're always available, she'll lose interest. But if there's an air of mystery about when you'll text next, she'll find herself more intrigued. You're not ignoring her out of rudeness, but by not making her your sole focus, you allow space for her curiosity to grow. Tip number 3. Mystery keeps her hooked. Predictability kills attraction. If she can always guess what you're going to do next, she'll lose interest. Maintaining a sense of mystery is powerful because the unknown is always more exciting. Women love the thrill of not knowing exactly how you feel or what's going to happen next. This doesn't mean you should play games, but it's important to avoid being an open book too soon. By keeping certain aspects of your life private, you let her fill in the blanks, which keeps her more invested. Tip number 4. Pull away, but don't disrespect. Pulling away doesn't mean ghosting or treating her poorly. Some men think that ignoring a woman means cutting her off completely, but that's just immature. The real art of pulling away is about giving her the space to recognize your value without being disrespectful. Women can see through rude behavior, and if you're pulling away just to mess with her emotions, she'll pick up on it. The key is to step back in a way that shows confidence, not desperation. You're not punishing her with silence, but focusing on your life and goals. This type of withdrawal, when done respectfully, creates attraction naturally. Tip number 5. Make her chase you. If you're always the one chasing, you're missing the point. Constantly pursuing her puts you in a position of weakness where she's in control. Women tend to value attention more when they have to work for it. By making yourself less available, you create a dynamic where she has to put in effort too. This isn't about manipulation, it's about setting boundaries and creating genuine interest. When you focus on your own life, she'll naturally become more curious and invested. Stop waiting around for her and let her come to you. For too long, men have been misled into thinking they need to chase women relentlessly to win them over. The truth is, the less you invest, the more she'll crave your attention. It's time to flip the script, let her chase you. This isn't manipulation, it's basic human psychology.